So let's start over here. So this is a 13x9. This middle one is a 13x9, and this larger one is a 14x10. So the 14x10, let's start there. The 14x10, I converted into a floor tom. I may keep it a contra tom. I may drill for bottom lugs. I'm not sure yet. But anyhow, let's take a look at this one. Again, 13x9 and another 13x9 unfinished. This one was actually drilled twice, not once, but twice, for the big R mounts that they started using in the 70s, which I cannot stand. I think it looks pretty terrible and pretty tacky. So filled this one, filled this one, filled some of the residual holes. I had to throw the Rogers logo on there just for fun, see what it would look like. Anyhow, I'm using the new Ultramatic mounts here, which are almost identical to the swivel mounts back in the day. But this one is interesting because you can mount straight through with a post, or you can mount from the top and bottom with a post. This one had some blemishes. Big chunk of wood came out when I took off that wrap. Kind of bummed, but it is what it is. Got it filled. Filled a few other smaller areas. I'm not using a stock Rogers grommet. I wanted one that was larger because eventually I'm going to be running some electronics through that port. So that leads me to what I've been working on. Let's take a quick peek. I have devised a way to take these Rogers shells, and without drilling any additional holes in the shell, I was able to mount my Roland V-pads. Okay, let's cut to a video of the inside here so you can see exactly how these pads have been mounted. So I found these bass drum mounts on Amazon. They're made to mount to the outside of a bass drum. And these particular pieces here, these little ears, they were straight, they were flat, and there was a curved like foam piece that would attach to them so that it would conform to the outside of a bass drum shell. What I did is I just took that foam pad off and I actually bent these backwards to conform to the inside of the curve of the shell. And it is wide enough that I can put the bolts that hold on this Ultramatic mount through two holes. I had to drill new holes for it, but it's wide enough to mount right to that. And then I purchased, you can see that inside there, I purchased two of these long rods, cut them in half, and this actually fits right inside that Roland receiver down there, this piece here. Obviously that's not going to fit in there, so I just found the right size screw with a flat head on it, and that's what's securing the pad itself to the post, and the post is secured to the mount, just like that. And as I mentioned before, the tone control, yes, it is mounted upside down, but I'm not worried about using this. I mean, that wasn't the purpose. It was this piece right here. I wanted to be able to have that support the pad. You can see I had to modify just a smidge. I had to take a round file and just file that down a little bit. So these things are pretty sturdy. They're not going anywhere. Here's a look at the inside of the kick drum. To attach the kick drum module, I took angle brackets and used one screw from those lugs to hold them in place, and then attached the frame of the kick pad using some metal zip ties. And that'll mount right inside there, and my drum module will sit right on top of there, right on top of the logo. It's going to look like an acoustic kit, but it will have all the electronics, so I can get all those awesome 80s sounds that we need for these songs that we're playing for you guys.